Mr. Speaker, the Honourable Jonathan O'Dea will toast to the people and the government of the Republic of Indonesia.
Selamat malam. And good evening to you all. Thank you so much to the Consul General of the Republic of Indonesia, Babak Heru Subolo, and to his beautiful wife, Sinta. You're looking delightful. My wife, Jacqualine, and I are especially privileged, and we very much enjoyed that beautiful welcome and the beautiful materials, but also the beautiful Indonesian dancers who created such a wonderful, welcoming, warm environment for us to walk into tonight. And on this momentous occasion of the 74th anniversary of the Independence Day of the Republic of Indonesia, I wanted to propose a toast. I'll say a few words later, but for now I wanted to say, friends of Indonesia and Australia, please raise your glasses with me for a toast to the people and the government of the Republic of Indonesia. To great Indonesia!
Dear guests, I would like to also invite Lucia Rahmawati. She's an established Indonesian singer and will help us to lead with the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, Indonesian national anthem, Indonesia Raya.
Indonesia, tanah airku, tanah tumpah darahku. Di sanalah aku berdiri, jadi pandu ibuku. Indonesia, kebangsaanku, bangsa dan tanah airku. Marilah kita berseru, Indonesia bersatu. Hiduplah tanahku, hiduplah negeriku, bangsaku, rakyatku, semuanya. Bangunlah jiwanya, bangunlah badannya untuk Indonesia Raya. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, tanahku, negeriku yang ku cinta. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, hiduplah Indonesia Raya. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, tanahku, negeriku yang ku cinta. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, hiduplah Indonesia Raya.
Mr. Harris Subolo will toast to the Queen and people of Australia.
Selamat malam, good evening. The Honourable Jonathan O'Dea MP, the Speaker of New South Wales Legislative Assembly, and Madam Jacqualine O'Dea, thank you so much for coming and really appreciate, and also the Indonesian friend and Australian fellow who come together to this great occasion tonight. I would like to propose a toast for the Queen and the government and also the people of Australia. Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, Australian National Anthem, Advance Australia Day.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are young and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts, of beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia fair. Beneath our radiant southern cross, we'll toil with hearts and hands to make this commonwealth of us renowned over the lands. For those who come across the seas, we've boundless place to share. With courage let us all combine to advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
We would like to invite the Honourable Mr. Jonathan O'Dea, MP, to deliver a few welcoming speech. Can we give a round of applause, please?
Thank you very much, and again, thank you for the warm welcome. My name's Jonathan O'Dea. I'm the Speaker of the New South Wales Legislative Assembly, but also a Member of Parliament in the Liberal Party, part of the Gladys Berejiklian government, and I know that the Premier also sends her best wishes this evening on this very important occasion. I wanted to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, and pay respects to their elders past, present and emerging. And welcome to all of you to Australia's oldest and first Parliament, and I still think the best Parliament. But it is a real privilege to be here tonight, Consul General, along with my wife as guests of honour at the celebration of the 74th anniversary of the Independence Day of the Republic of Indonesia. And isn't it wonderful to be here tonight with so many people, distinguished guests. There are other members of the Consulate Corps in Sydney, which is a great respect to you and to Indonesia, but also a number of dignitaries. I won't start to name them, but I know that all of you are important on tonight's very special occasion, and thank you for joining with me and the Consul General in celebrating what is, in fact, a monumental occasion and an ongoing important occasion for us to mark every year, as indeed it is important for us to celebrate our friendship, and we do that again tonight. I enjoyed meeting with the Consul General and some of his colleagues recently, in fact in my Speaker's quarters in Parliament just recently, and I know that the whole team at the Indonesian Consulate has assisted in putting on tonight's event, and so thank you on behalf of all those guests who are here tonight, particularly so many members of the Australian-Indonesian community. And I have no doubt that the relationship between our countries, and indeed our state of New South Wales and our sister state, Jakarta province, will continue to grow in years to come. We are seeing a strengthening in diplomatic relations and in economic relations. And today we commemorate the events particularly of the 17th of August 1945, a day when Sukarno and Hatta gave the proclamation of independence in the name of the people of Indonesia. We pause also to remember the Pancasila, the 5 principles fundamental to Indonesia's identity. Those 5 include a belief in God, humanitarianism, nationalism, democracy, and social justice for all Indonesians. And that framework of worthy ideals has proven to be an excellent foundation for Indonesia's rapid development and expansion as a key player in the Asia-Pacific region. And today we see 270 million people call Indonesia home, bringing their many cultures, religions, and languages into the melting pot of the world's 3rd largest democracy. This evening we also celebrate and mark the 70th anniversary of the bilateral relationship between Australia and the Republic of Indonesia. And that bilateral relationship, which began in 1949 under the administration of then Prime Minister Robert Menzies, was significant, and indeed Menzies later visited Indonesia in 1959. I note, indeed, only in the last week, His Excellency Vice President Muhammad Yusuf Kalla addressed the United Nations General Assembly, and in his speech he emphasised multicultural cooperation as the key to ensuring world peace and global security, realising development and protecting human rights for all. And I too, Consul General, believe that our world will be stronger and more prosperous if nations work together. As island nations in the Asia-Pacific region, Indonesia and Australia share much in common. With two-way trade last year at $16.4 billion in Australian dollars and two-way investment at $10.4 billion, our economies have solid trade and investment links. And it's pleasing that both Indonesia and Australia wish to further expand trade and investment opportunities together. And that's not a given in today's global environment, but it's certainly very important that we share that desire for a free and open and growing trade. It's also important that we recognise the extensive people-to-people links between Indonesia and New South Wales and Australia. And it's on those people-to-people links that we gain greater trade opportunities and economic opportunities, but also greater understanding and appreciation of cultural and social aspects of each country. We are so fortunate here in New South Wales to have a vibrant Indonesian-Australian community that does uniquely contribute to our economic, social and cultural fabric. And indeed, I'm among those here tonight. There are a number of people from my own office. My Chief of Staff is here, Paul and his wife, but I particularly wanted to acknowledge tonight my parliamentary officer, Georgia Sanito, who's of Indonesian heritage. Both her mother and father were born in Indonesia, and she's a valuable part of my team. So, Consul General, I'm confident that our nations will continue to flourish through bilateral commitment to our comprehensive strategic partnership and the Indonesia-Australia Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement. The Indonesian emblem states unity in diversity, which I believe captures the essence of what makes Indonesia, and indeed Australia, remarkable multicultural nations. And despite, as I said, some international tensions that sometimes we see, Australians and Indonesians should continue to understand and learn from each other. We have so much to learn and so much more to achieve together. May Indonesia become even greater as she marks and celebrates her 74th year of independence. Thank you for your hospitality this evening. Enjoy the evening, and terima kasih.
We would like also to invite Mr. Heru Subolo to also deliver a few welcoming speeches.
The Honourable Jonathan O'Dea, Member of Parliament, speakers from the New South Wales Legislative Assembly, and Madam Jacqualine O'Dea, my good friend Pak Dedi Aman, Deputy Chief of Mission of the Embassy of the Republic of Indonesia, Mayor, Consul General, Consul, Honorary Consul from the Consular Corps of New South Wales in Sydney, distinguished guests and friends from academics, media, businesses, social and art and cultural organizations, and my fellow Indonesians. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace and mercy of Allah the Almighty be upon you. Selamat malam, good evening, and welcome to the reception on the occasion of the 74th anniversary of the Indonesian Independence Day. It is my pleasure and privilege to host